So this is a continuation in my ABCs of my Blu-ray library series that I've been doing, and we are at the letters I and J, and this has so much variety. It's really fun. And if you haven't seen my other series, I have all the other letters in different videos, so definitely look at my channel and watch those videos because I think they're really fun. We have everything from a classic horror movie, contemporary horror, or thriller, I guess you might say. We have children's movies, we have animation, we have comedies, and we have adventure movies. So got kind of everything in I's and J's. So the very first one is I Am Legend, and I really enjoyed this movie. I don't like a lot of scary movies, but I thought for the first 30 minutes especially, it's really effective. There's almost no music. It's really creepy, just him and his dog. And once you see the actual creatures, it becomes less effective, but I still think it's a pretty good movie. It's one that I don't have that many scary movies that I like, so this is one that I can bring to a party or whatever, or show as an option that I find palatable at least. And I like to have at least a few on almost every genre that I can pull out and say, hey, how about this one? Inception, which was one of the most creative movies that I've seen in a long time. I had no idea where it was going, and it was so refreshing, so different. It was really exciting. I loved the fact that it was a puzzle, even down to the last shot of the movie. It's a movie that you want to talk about with your friends, and people have different theories, and so it just makes it for a whole experience and not just a day at the movies. So I love Inception. The special effects are amazing, the action scenes are great, the acting is really good. It's just all together a really good movie, and it's definitely my favorite Christopher Nolan film is Incredibles! And The Incredibles is probably my favorite superhero movie. Right up there, we probably tied with The Avengers. And it's got such great heart. It's about a family that really loves each other. It's a movie about work, which is always one of my favorite topics in the movies, talking about how work defines us, and if we're in an unsatisfying work, and how demoralizing that is. And you know that you need to be doing what you're supposed to be doing in this world. You need to find your calling, and obviously their calling is to be superheroes. And so when they're trying to not do their calling, they're miserable. And I really love that. The villain is really good, super creepy, definitely one of Disney's creepiest. So Incredibles is one of the best. 2 Indiana Jones movies. These are the 2 that I love. I do not care for Temple of Doom, and I do not care for Crystal Skull. And I could have gotten actually the 4-pack for cheaper than these 2, but I just can't support those 2 movies because I really don't care for them. The Temple of Doom is Kate Capshaw drives me crazy in that movie. I think she's so annoying, and so I can't support that. And I think Short Round is super annoying as well. And I think the whole weird cult thing is just, I don't know, I just don't get into it. And then 4, do we really even need to talk about it? It's so terrible with the aliens and the CGI monkeys and all the talk about how old he is, and the atomic fridge disaster. I mean, it's just a terrible, terrible, terrible movie, and I was so disappointed. But these 2 are great, so let's talk about the good ones instead of talking about the bad ones. Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the best action-adventure type movies that I think's ever been made. Harrison Ford is super charismatic. The stunt sequences feel real, they feel earthy, they feel like real stuntmen doing real stunts, and it's great. And you know, the plot, fighting the Nazis, is always really fun. And then Last Crusade is actually my favorite of the Indiana Jones series because I love the addition of Sean Connery as his dad. I think they have really good chemistry. I think they're funny. I think the whole search for the Holy Grail, the night at the end, and which cup do you pick, I think that's really interesting. It's just got great stunts again, and it's a really entertaining movie. Next is our comedy. It's a mad, mad, mad world, and this movie has basically every great comedian of the 60s. It's got Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Buddy Hackett, Ethel Merman, Mickey Rooney, Dick Shawn, Phil Silvers, Jonathan Winters and Don Knotts, and it just goes on and on and on. And it's hilarious, it's fun, it's got a fun story. I mean, it's kind of a silly story, but it works really well. Of them all searching for this hidden treasure, and it's kind of a road trip movie, and it's just really silly and really funny. Next, we're getting to our J's now. We have Jaws. And Jaws definitely has one of the most iconic scores of any movie, as well as Indiana Jones. And it's super, super exciting and terrifying, and you don't get to see the shark, and that works to its advantage, because once you do see, you only see little peeks of it, and given the technology of the time, that works for its advantage, because you really don't know. And it's just really scary. I mean, and I'm somebody who loves the ocean, and I love the beach, and so I was almost hesitant to watch this at all, because I love it. I don't want it to be ruined for me, but it's really scary, and it's got good acting, good performances, and it's really well paced, especially for a horror movie, which I normally am not a fan of, but this works for me. We have Jungle Book. Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Sherman Brothers' best music, next to Mary Poppins probably. It's so entertaining, it's so funny, it's the best, definitely, well, I love 101 Dalmatians, so probably 101 Dalmatians and Jungle Book are the best of the sketch era of Disney animation. It's because both of those movies, they don't really rely on the animation for it to be a good movie. It's not, I don't like Jungle Book because it's so beautiful to look at, you know, it's not like a Princess Kaguya or something like that. It's just so much fun, and they are smart in the way that it's just one song after another song after another song after another song. They don't give you a whole lot of dialogue between the characters, and so it's really just, if you like the songs and you find them entertaining, and you really do get to know the characters through the songs. You get to know about Baloo, you get to know about Bagheera and Mowgli, and so it's just so much fun. I hate the ending. The ending makes me really mad, because you've had this great scene where Baloo basically almost dies for Mowgli, and they get up to the river or the creek, and the girl starts singing the song about how she is going to be getting water her whole life, and that just annoys me, that alone. And she's the only female character, aside from the elephant matriarch, that's in the whole movie, and the only character you have is somebody that's basically like a domestic. And the minute that Mowgli sees, it's what I call the instant love trope in Disney, where like he literally becomes hypnotized, and he's just like, oh, and that just annoys me so much. I think I really hate that ending. So I hope in the new version that they're making, I hope they change that ending, because I hate it. And I just feel like it's really kind of insulting to women, and it's insulting to Mowgli. Like, that he would have just had his friend basically die for him, and he just sees this girl and he's like, oh, and forgets all about his friends. And that really bothers me. Like, why not have a great scene where they say goodbye, and instead he just like abandons them? I really hate it. But I don't want to sound negative, because it's got two great villains in Kaa and Shere Khan. It's got the vultures, and they're really fun. It's just, it keeps it light, and it's got great music, so Jungle Book. Is Jurassic Park, another iconic music. A lot of iconic. We've got Jaws, we've got Indiana Jones, and Jungle Book, and now we have Jurassic Park. It has great music, and this is probably the movie that I saw the most in the theaters, because it was in the theaters for like a year where I lived, and it was at the Dollar Theater for a long time, and I think I saw it like 6 times or something, and it's just really, really exciting, classic blockbuster adventure movie. Guy building this park, and it's obviously not realistic, but like the way that it's described and the way that it's told within the world of the movie makes it feel realistic. It makes it feel like, okay, this is something that could happen. You buy it, you accept it as you're watching it, And there's like the scenes with the kids in the car and the T-Rex, that's really exciting. And you know, and now we've seen it so many times with like the dinosaur kind of creeping over, and the velociraptor kind of looking and trying to see them around the corner, you know. But at the time, like, that was really exciting, and so I think it's a really good movie. I think Laura Dern's good in it. I think that the guy's Richard Attenborough is really good. He's very sympathetic, that he's trying to do something bold, and so you gotta like Jurassic Park. It's a great movie. And I guess we actually have, what is it, 4 Steven Spielberg movies in this. Yeah, we've got both Indiana Jones and we've got Indiana Jones, we've got Jaws, and Jurassic Park. So this is a little Steven Spielberg salute fest going on here. Some great movies. You've got Inception, you've got I Am Legend, It's a Mad Mad World, The Incredibles, Jungle Book. So I and J are a very profitable letter in my Blu-ray library. So let me know what you think about any of these. Are any of these that you like, any of these you don't like, and please explain why. I'd love to hear. So thanks.